Apple Watches with camera attachments. Let's go ahead and talk about them. So this isn't a new concept. We've been seeing companies, if I recall in the past, always designing or trying to make an accessory, an attachment for the Apple Watch that allows the user to actually have a camera. Because in case you forgot, I remember Samsung had like the Samsung Gear Watch, which actually had a forward-facing camera. It was convenient when it comes to taking pictures of like important stuff like note taking and such. But an accessory just recently hit the market, and that is what I have right now on my wrist. This is by Wristcam, and it retails for $299. Comes available in 2 sizes, so it could fit both the larger and the smaller Apple Watch, the 40 and the 44. The band that it's included is silicone, very similar silicone material from the original Apple Watch. That comes included with the Sport, and they include 2 band sizes, so a larger wrist size and a smaller one. And this, I believe, was the original company that came up with these concepts originally, as they stated that this was a 5-year development to develop this accessory. So I came in contact with them. They reached out, they provided me this accessory for me to check it out and review it. In other words, no, this was not a sponsored video, nor did they requested this video to be reviewed by them before uploading. I'm gonna give you a genuine review and share you my thoughts about this new accessory that hit the market. Now, what separates this camera accessory, if other ones soon to come out on the market, is that this one actually is Apple certified. It's MFI certification, so it has the Made by Apple logo on their package. And just like the Apple Watch, this thing is water resistant up to 1 meter, as it does have a IP68 water and dust resistant rating, just like the Apple Watch. Now, if you notice, it is a dual camera setup, which is quite awesome because not only do you have a front facing camera with a microphone, and you also have a rear facing camera. The rear one is an 8 megapixel camera. It's able to take videos up to 1080p at 30 FPS, and then the front one is a 2 megapixel camera. The resolution from filming with the forward-facing camera is, in my opinion, doable. It's actually really good for a device this small. The resolution isn't that bad. In my opinion, this is social media worthy, as you're able to make quick videos on the go, as it's super convenient to have since it's always attached to your Apple Watch. And overall, it's not even that bulky, as the unit itself weighs 22 grams. There's been a couple of times I even forgot that I'm even wearing it. The only time I notice is when I actually look at it to check on my notifications and the time. And quick mention is that yes, it is somewhat off from my wrist because it does have to make room for the front-facing camera. But in other words, it's not even that much out in the way when I'm walking casually through stores or in public places. As you can see, it doesn't really stand out, which is great. But it does have bright LEDs, which I'm gonna go ahead and cover in just a little bit. Now, pairing this to the Apple Watch and your iPhone was surprisingly extremely easy. The walk-in process on the application, as soon as you download Wristcam, basically walks you through everything and connects simultaneously. It does have built-in Wi-Fi and a Bluetooth connection. That's how it's able to connect to the Apple Watch as well as your smartphone. And if you're concerned about battery life for the Apple Watch, no, it uses its own dedicated battery. So it does not put your Apple Watch at risk in draining its battery quicker, as these two have their own battery source. Now, there is a physical button in the top part, which you could press on to turn on and turn off to preserve some battery. But for my experience, this is able to also have all-day standby battery, just like the Apple Watch. And the battery life on this unit can last up to 1 hour of recording in one session. And to charge it, it just uses a magnetic charger that simply just attaches on like so, and you can still plug in your Apple Watch on its own charging dock and let it charge if you have a stand very similar to this. But regardless, you can always remove this unit from the band itself, as it is removable, and you can charge it separately if you need to. Now, there is 2 applications that is involved to download and operate this. You have to download the main one on your iPhone, and then there also is the Wristcam app on the Apple Watch. I had to download this separately as it didn't download it automatically for me, but locating this on the App Store was really easy. Now I'm gonna go ahead and launch the app on my Apple Watch, and really, my first impression, notice how it shows you the battery life first before it launches the app. The UI is so user-friendly, it's not even funny. For example, right now I have it on the front-facing camera. A double tap will allow me to quickly switch to the front-facing camera. And in addition to that, in the photo mode, you could use the digital crown to change the aspect ratio. This is how you could actually get it ready for social media if you need to, like an Instagram post is 1:1. And then you can do the exact same thing with the front-facing camera. And then to switch to video mode, you simply just swipe, and right there, you're in video mode. Double tap once more, you can switch between the two different cameras. It's just unfortunately in the video mode, you're stuck with this aspect ratio, including the front-facing camera. And the resolution of the front-facing camera isn't that bad either. Here's a little video clip with the audio as well, so you can actually hear the audio quality from the microphone.
And the camera quality, it's not that bad, even for the front-facing camera, in my personal opinion, for something this small and nimble. This is a great way to also compare or check out the microphone quality. And even as I'm receiving notifications right now, it still is recording. So there's no notifications interference that I've seen so far.
So yeah, as I stated in the video, that was an unedited clip. Audio sound was easier to understand on an iPhone speaker than it was on exporting this video and putting it in a timestamp right here for this video. So yeah, that was a raw clip, and yes, I do agree the microphone kind of sucked. But again, when you're listening through your phone, it didn't sound that bad. But regardless, the footage that it captures is still really good, but honestly, it is very shaky. Even while I'm riding my one wheel, with the one wheel, I say it's doable, especially when you're doing like snowboarding or other similar activities like this where you're just riding a bicycle. It will get a nice stable shot. But I'm really impressed with the color contrast and the other details for something that shoots at 1080p at 30 FPS. And once you're done recording, you can always view and go back to the past videos you have recorded by swiping all the way to the very end of the little slider that it has, and you can use the digital crown to go back from even a very older one. Now, there is a complication that you can actually have on your watch face, which is great. You don't have to launch the app or anything like that. In the app library, you can literally set it as a watch complication. Just tap on it right here. But you can also press on the power button. It will flash once, as this power button will also act as a shutter. It will either take a photo or a video, and it will preview that right there on the watch face. So this company legit thought of everything. And shockingly, after using this for about one whole week now, I was honestly expecting to experience any connection issues and such like that. The only complaint I have is sometimes the Bluetooth connection from the live preview that displays on the Apple Watch can be a tad laggy, but it's nothing too dramatic that I will say this thing is practically useless, because I know for a fact, even though the resolution on the viewfinder is slightly dimmed down, once you're done recording and viewing back that footage, it is at its full 1080p 30 FPS resolution. Same goes for the pictures. And then after you're done recording, for my experience, as soon as I launched the main app on the iPhone, I simply go into the gallery, and I can literally select the photos or videos I want to download, and it's already instantly saved on the camera roll on my smartphone. It's so user-friendly. In addition to that, yes, there actually is Siri control. And also here it's where you can actually monitor your storage. I'm not exactly sure how much storage is built into this unit, but it does have its own internal storage, which is said to be able to capture up to 1,000 photos. So if you don't have a cellular version Apple Watch and you don't have your smartphone around, you can still record and save footage without having to carry or take out your phone. Other nifty cool things that this app can do is that it could also enable Siri shortcuts. As you see right here, we go into the cog icon or gear icon, whatever you like to call it. Tap on Siri, and here's where you can actually find these shortcuts, and you can literally add it to your Siri shortcuts. So you can request Siri to take a photo, selfie, start recording, all that stuff. Now, if you're interested in picking one of these things up, currently it's only available on Wristcam website itself and also Amazon. But something tells me in the near future, since it's probably really recently just came out, we should be expecting to see it in other retail stores like Best Buy or very possibly the Apple Store. Now, privacy concerns, because let's be real, human beings can be creeps. There's very bright LED lights in the front and the top part of the Apple Watch, which are extremely bright. The LED lights will not turn off until you are done recording. And when you take a photo, it actually will make a very bright flash. So it's very obvious that you're recording or taking photos, which is great, and I really do appreciate that. And if you are recording a video longer than a minute, the screen itself on the Apple Watch will actually turn off to preserve some battery life. So your viewfinder doesn't stay on. Even if you're recording a 10-minute video, it will turn off until you tap on the screen to view it. I like that little innovation to preserve as much battery life as possible for the Apple Watch itself. So the display doesn't just stay on throughout the entire duration, draining the battery of your Apple Watch. Now, the only thing I'm not a huge fan of, but this is common, is when you're walking, you have to be extremely stable as there's no built-in image stabilization software of any kind built into it. So you have to do that ninja walk if you want to make a smooth video clip. But in terms of being an action cam, this thing is absolutely incredible. Especially with its size and its lightweight, you really won't notice that you're even wearing it. So if you're doing actiony stuff like riding a one wheel, your video will actually come out looking extremely smooth and nice. So for snowboarding or other outdoor activities, this is perfect. Because in my opinion, this is where it actually does shine to most users, as this is a great substitute for an action camera. And no, it's shockingly not awkward having your wrist out like this. When I was one-wheeling, I just did this, and I was able to hold that pose for several minutes. But I'm pretty sure like after like 10 minutes or 20 minutes, I'm gonna get tired. But for a few minutes or so, this was comfortable, just having my wrist like this supported while I was filming. Now, front facing, that's a whole different story, but you can do this. But in my opinion, I think my arm will start getting physique after a couple of minutes having the camera just facing my face like so. So all in all, I'm quite impressed. I'm very happy that an accessory like this is now officially available on the market, which actually is Apple certified, so it won't harm your device. And currently, at the time making this video, the application is extremely stable. So that was one of my biggest concerns when it comes to third-party accessories. Sometimes devices like this that rely on a third-party app usually tend to be buggy. I haven't yet experienced any big complaints or issues that would make me want to throw this away and never use it. It is actually reliable. So all in all, that is basically my thoughts and review on this Wristcam accessory available for the Apple Watch. As long as your Apple Watch is on the latest version of watchOS, this should be fully compatible. Right now, I just have it connected to my Apple Watch SE, and there hasn't been any issues whatsoever. There you guys have it. That is my experience with this newly added accessory available for the Apple Watch. I'll be sure to include links in the video description where you could go ahead and get yours. Stay tuned because I do plan on making an accessory video for the Apple Watch, and I'll also come back and share a little bit more of my experience after using this thing longer than just a week. So make sure you are subscribed for that video. But in the meantime, if you want to watch more tech videos very similar to this, I have this video over here that I go through every hidden feature available on the Apple Watch for watchOS 7. And then this video over here is me covering all the new hidden features for the newer upcoming watchOS 8. Feel free to watch either or. Thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll catch you all in the next one. See ya.